Batman and Robin came out in 1997. It was once again directed by Joel Schumacher. This time, it stars George Clooney as Batman, and honestly, this review could be 3 seconds long. This movie sucks. Everything about it is awful, but, I thought I'd be nicer and actually go into it here. Well, not nicer, but more in detail because of how bad this movie is. That's my cat back there trying to scratch everything off my walls. But anyway, this is one of the worst films of all time, and I feel like at this point it's not even up for debate. Everybody hates this film. When I went and watched it a few nights ago, I went into it going, okay, I know it's bad. I know it's really bad, but maybe it won't be as bad as I remember. And as I watched it, it just got worse and worse and worse. Every single choice in this movie is terrible. And spoilers if you haven't seen it, but honestly, if you haven't seen it, that's probably good. But if you want to watch the Batman movies, you should watch it. It's one of those movies that is so bad it's good. Chris Duckman refers to it as a hilariosity. His hilariosity review with John Flickinger is amazing. It's a classic review when it comes to the movie reviews on YouTube. But this movie, I used to watch all the time when I was younger with my best friend Logan, and we would always laugh at it. It is really atrocious. It is so bad because listen, I love George Clooney. Who doesn't love George Clooney? Everybody loves George Clooney, but he has been apologizing for ruining Batman for years now. I don't even know how long it's been. He hates that movie probably more than anyone, and that says a lot because there really isn't one good thing about the movie. Now, Chris O'Donnell is back as Robin, and as I said in my review of Batman Forever, he's actually not bad. He's kind of just always been the person I've thought of as Robin in live action, but here they give him some terrible lines like, when do I get a car? Chicks take the car. I mean, the opening scene of both Joel Schumacher films are just terrible, I think, when it comes to dialogue. Every single line of dialogue here sucks. We have Arnold, who I love. He's my favorite action star out there, and he plays Mr. Freeze, but they basically try to give him a one-liner for every single line in this movie, except for maybe 2 scenes of dialogue where it's continuous, but every time saying something, what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age, something like that. And I think the best example of probably just the stupid and lazy writing in this movie is this.
Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman.
And then we have Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, and that casting, especially back in the 90s, coming off some heat, like Pulp Fiction and stuff, and she went on to do Kill Bill. She's a great actress. I love her. I really do love a lot of the actors in this movie. Alicia Silverstone's also here. I think I said that right. But Uma Thurman here, it's just the writing. It's the writing and the direction. Again, Batman Forever had a really bad direction. This one is a million times worse. This movie makes Batman Forever look like Batman Begins, and maybe not to that extent, but it is awful. I mean, every single thing. The effects are also quite bad for the most part. I mean, that whole surfing scene from the air near the start, not only is it so stupid, but it looks bad too. It's whatever, that wouldn't normally bother me, but it's just one more thing. Just like this cat right now, that is just really annoying about the movie. It's so hard to watch too. I actually fell asleep for 2 minutes while watching this movie, and yeah, I've seen it a million times, so not a million times, I've seen it a lot, so I know everything that happens, but watching it again for the first time in years, everything about the movie sucks. The character writing is terrible. It makes no sense at times. There's no motivation. Some of the scenes are just, literally every single scene is so silly, and it's not just it's a comic book film, it's silly. It's no, this is just a really terribly lazy movie. Now, Joel Schumacher, again, rest in peace, has made some good movies like The Lost Boys I love. I talked about that a little bit more in my Batman Forever review, but here his direction is a million times worse. I've heard this movie is basically just an ad for the toys and stuff like that, and I can definitely see it. I mean, it's so bright and vibrant, and the last thing I'll really talk about, because this movie sucks so much, and I could go on forever about it, but Bane is offensively bad here. I think Bane is probably the worst thing about the entire movie when it comes to characters, at least. Now, I just finished rewatching the Dark Knight trilogy. I'll have a video tomorrow about that with my girlfriend, and of course, The Dark Knight Rises is in there. I love that film. That's my favorite trilogy of all time. Comparing these two Banes is insane. I mean, the Bane in this movie is offensively bad. You have this little skinny, small guy, and then he gets transformed into this big, it's just the whole time. I mean, that's basically his performance for the whole movie. I don't know who acts as that role, the bigger one, but it's also just gross. He's green half the time. But anyway, you know, this review really isn't that good, but this movie doesn't really deserve it. Just everything about the movie sucks. That's really all you need to know. That's what I mean. I really was debating making this review like 5 seconds long, saying every single thing sucks, but really, there is not one redeeming factor in the entire film, and that says a lot. This is easily one of the worst films ever made. Batman and Robin is one of the worst films of all time. It really is that simple because every single choice here is wrong and there is not one aspect that's great. Plain and simple, it's a complete abomination of film. I'm going to give Batman and Robin 0.5 out of 5. Now the only reason I don't go lower is because I don't really give film 0 out of 5. That doesn't make sense to me. Now I'm just mad talking about this movie. It sucks. It's awful. I don't really have more to say. It's just everything about this movie sucks. But hopefully you guys will enjoy my other reviews and especially my video tomorrow talking about the Dark Knight trilogy because I love that trilogy. And I'm also seeing the Batman in IMAX tomorrow with that like early fan screening thing. So of course I'm super excited, but thank you all for watching. Let me know, what is your least favorite thing about this movie? I don't normally like to spread hate, but this movie deserves it. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Over and out.